We're the Clemson cheerleaders, and we're here in Columbia, South Carolina to cheer on the Tigers against the Carolina Gamecocks. Watch it on the Danny Ford Show. Let's go, Tigers!
It's the Danny Ford Show, brought to you by the following. Carolina Pride, we make it with pride so you can serve it with pride. Diet Coke, the move is on to Diet Coke. First Union, service, we guarantee it. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep-down body thirst. Golden Flake Snack Food. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. Honda and the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Winn-Dixie, home of over 10,000 everyday low prices.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Danny Ford Show. A look back at Clemson University's football game against South Carolina this past week. An arch-rival coach, and congratulations on the win, and a very impressive performance for your young people.
Good win for our program, and good win for our young people. I thought they did very well in going down to Columbia and playing the football game, and the goals that we set for our football team, they were able to accomplish that in the football game.
And, of course, I think most Tiger fans remember the last time you went down there in 1987. It was not a very, very good night for the Tigers, and it seemed like you just came out right from the beginning and got things going for yourself.
Well, you know, we had a great crowd down there. They had a great crowd. We did too, and I think our football team came ready to play, and they played very well. I was impressed with them, and I'm not very impressed easily, and not much that they did wrong in the football game. They were sharp, and they blocked well, and they took care of the football, and defensively got after them a little bit. And mainly we got ahead and put South Carolina in some disadvantages because of the quarterback situation, and we had a chance to key real strongly on their running back. But still, again, we had good play by a lot of young people, and it was a great win for us, and one that we were very excited to have won, and one that now we end our season on, and hopefully go out and find us some high school players to take the place of those 19 seniors we have.
We're going to take a look at all the highlights, and we'll do that coming up right after this. Welcome back to the program. Now, the first thing you're going to see when we begin our highlights is the Tigers are wearing their orange pants on the road for the first time.
Don't look like Clemson, but our seniors wanted to do it, and they don't think sometimes I have confidence in them if we don't wear them. And the pants are very special, number one, and it takes a very special football team to wear them. And it's the first time we wore them on the road, and I think this football team deserved to wear them, but I was very concerned about it.
Let's go ahead and roll the highlights and take a look at what happened. And the Tigers, of course, coming out on the field in Williams-Brice Stadium, orange pants, and not only orange ones, but the shiny orange ones is what it is. And, of course, when you came out for the first time, it probably was as big a roar in the stadium as anything. When you're doing your pregame warm-ups, everybody was saying, in fact, in the press box, everyone immediately put down their food and walked to the window to check and see what it looked like. But once we get into the football game, Clemson gets the ball. In fact, first possession belongs to the Tigers, and Terry Allen comes out, and he is running the ball very well in the early going.
You know, we put a play in outside trap off the outside veer for a fullback from Terry Allen on for this particular football game. We ran the ball real well on about 3 or 4 plays like that, and it was a good play for us before Terry got hurt. Here's an option pass, and they covered us real well. South Carolina did a very fine job in covering that play, and we had to turn it up, and were able to get some positive yardage and not throw an interception on there. So a little bit of movement in front we got away with. Nice run by Joe. I thought Joe Henderson, that is, ran very hard during the football game. There's some fine tackling by South Carolina, and they have a lot of people around the football. Good
now, again, you got your 2 young fullbacks, Wesley McFadden, because of the knee injury, unable to go. So Kennedy and Junior Hall have to pick up the slack, and they do a pretty good job for the most part.
I thought they did very well on blocking and running. There's Joe again, Joe Henderson, and the only sad person that I could imagine we had on our whole football team was Wesley, because he loves to play football, and McFadden missed this football game, and hopefully we'll get him back for our next one. Good run by Joe. Nice blocking. You got to tell the people up front they did a good job, and that's Phillips and Harmon and Flesh. Long and Bratton. Good run again by Terry. Runs over the official, gets his weight forward for our first score, and a lot of people are excited on our football team because that was a very important drive to come in and try to hush the crowd and get our people. Here's a good look at it. Good block by Flesh. Good block by Phillips. And Terry puts his head down and runs forward. Chip Davis downfield, and nice run.
So the Tigers, with that, take a 7-0 lead. It is a 13-play, 79-yard drive that takes 6 minutes and 11 seconds off the clock. And probably as important as getting the points on the board is it really quieted the crowd down.
Well, we wanted to do that. We went into the games too with very little. Here's a nice play by our defense. A good fake by them. Good throw for us. An interception. Here comes somebody going to knock somebody's head off. Look like a lot. Real fine job, and Henderson gets out of bounds. A good play by our defensive football team, and that puts us in control. If we get another drive, we're going to keep the ball most of the first quarter, and that's what we wanted to get done.
And that is exactly what you do. And just look, a great run by Terry. He goes 23 yards, and that's just kind of the way we've expected Terry Allen to play.
We missed Terry, but he's coming back. And you talked about our two fullbacks, Junior Hall and that was Kennedy. And here is Kennedy again on a score on the cutback off the sweep, and nearly scores, gets to the 1-yard line. Good run.
That was a gain of 14 yards for him. And then here comes the touchdown, and it's Terry Allen just doing a lot of it on his own right there.
He was very close, and I think he probably crossed the touchdown line there, or the goal line, and we got in. Anyway, it's 14-0 now, and our defense gets after Green a little bit. He gets 2 yards on the dive, and the Hammonds made the tackle on that particular play. Good play. Short yardage play by Brewster. Our defensive front people, Bodine and Hammonds and Otis Moore did well, but it's first down. Here's a nice run by Harold Green. 2 missed tackles, an overrun by Otis Moore, and runs over 3 of our people. Real fine run by their people and nice blocking.
And that gave them a 16-yard gain, but after that, the Tigers really got after it.
Hello, Ed McDaniel, meet Harold Green. Nice play. David Davis from Lower Richlands in there at nose guard here. Blitz. Come on, hands up. Good play, good coverage. 3rd down play. Get up and be nice.
And South Carolina attempts a 47-yard field goal by Colin Mackey, and it falls short of the bar. And that pretty much is their only scoring real attempt that they have in the first half. Terry Allen again coming back and picking up 17 yards on this play, and he'll come back on the very next play and make a good 10-yard run. And we'll talk about...
Excuse me, Stan, that was 2nd and 20 right there.
Sorry.
And then we came back and real fine, like you said, real fine run to pick up the first down.
Right.
We had a very stupid penalty for starting the last play of the first quarter there.
But Allen with that 10 yards, and then here you go. You see Joe taking off for a 16-yard gain.
Joe's running well. I think we're very fortunate to have both backs, especially when Terry got hurt.
And that sets up a Chris Gardocki field goal of 28 yards. It gives the Tigers 17 points on the board. South Carolina still with 0. So Clemson in pretty good shape, and they kick the ball off, and South Carolina with it, trying to make something happen here. Pat Turner in the game now at quarterback, and I guess Otis Moore and Brewster and a couple others get it, and the Tigers get the ball back on offense once again. Here's a nice throw and run to Cooper.
This is a pretty good drive here right before the half. I think we got the ball with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter, and we come in with a big play, about 42 yards halfback pass here to Gary Cooper from Reggie Lawrence, who came in and threw the halfback pass for us. So puts us in great shape. Got plenty of time to get on the board again, either a field goal or a touchdown. And here it is right here on the fake sweep. And it's Fletcher coming across the middle on a bootleg pass, neck of the bootleg, and it's a touchdown.
So Rodney Fletcher takes the pass from Chris Morocco. It gives the Tigers a 24-0 lead. Scoring drive covered 87 yards, 8 plays, took another 3 minutes and 24 seconds off the clock. And probably the only thing bad about this drive was that Terry Allen got hurt once again in it.
Terry did, and we're going to scope Terry's knee Monday and try to see what our problem is on that. But he did very good in the football game, had 97 yards before he came out of right before the second. Good play, Robert O'Neill. Breaks on the football. Here's a clip, but it's good effort. I don't questionable call, but it was a nice call, and that breaks the record there, Stan, for the
7th interception for Robert O'Neill, and that's pretty much the way the first half ends. Tigers in pretty good control at 24-0, and we'll come back and take a look at the second half highlights of the Clemson-South Carolina game right after this. Second half highlights coming up now, and you know, we're talking in the press box with Bob Bradley, and the first thing Bradley said was, don't exactly count this one in the win column. In '77, we were 24-0 up and fell behind 27-24 before Clemson was able to come back and win. So I'm sure you know South Carolina's going to take a run at you in the second half.
Well, we knew the first 5 minutes was going to be important, and I recalled that to our football team about the second year I was an offensive line coach at Clemson, that we had them 24-0, and it was, we came in and laid down the second half, and they came out very fired up and scored 27. It was 27-24, and then Jerry Butler made a great catch at the end. Was probably lucky with a pass from Fuller, but I think his football team was ready to play the second half. They came back and did very well, especially in the first 5 minutes.
Take a look now at some second half highlights here for you, and of course the Tiger crowd in Columbia was a factor. They made noise all night, and they stayed right in it. What you're going to see is Clemson on defense now, and a little bit of a try for a run up the middle, no gain here on Mike Dingle. And then in the first half, they had kind of fooled you a little bit on a little shovel pass, but on this time when you go back and try it, didn't fool anybody this time.
We caught him in a blitz there, let him go. That's nice. Play by our people. Vance Hammonds made the play before, made on that one. That was Arlington Nunn in there. We had a blitz called, right defense by our defensive coaches. Here's a bootleg pass. Tony Kennedy, nice play, Tony.
Now he gets a big hit. Now, you know, you think in a big game like this, and Kennedy stands up and says, nah, it didn't bother me any. But now we go back to South Carolina on offense. And Harold Green again trying to get outside, and
good play, Wayne Simmons.
Simmons is through there and helps make the tackle.
And Brewster's on it too.
And then a little bit later on, you're going to see just a great rush by Kirkland and Simmons that results in a sack.
Good 2 outside linebackers. Nice, both youngsters from South Carolina. I know that means a lot to them. One from Hilton Head and one from down at Lamar.
And now Clemson back on offense now, and you see Chris Morocco scrambling a little bit outside on the option, picks up 9 yards. And then, boy, this turns out, you got to feel good about this, with Kennedy taking the ball and getting some great blocking, and not going to let anybody tackle him.
Well, he's came along real well. You know, I really thought he and Junior Hall would have to play awful well for us, and they played better than I thought they would play. To tell you the truth, a very big compliment for our football team for them taking over Wesley's place. Here it is again, and pretty good speed. We recruited him as a wideout, and then he played some at strong safety, and I think he's found him a home at fullback now. That's his first touchdown since high school.
So it's a 30-yard score, a 48-yard scoring drive, and it gives the Tigers a 31-0 lead over South Carolina. And once again, you see a little bit of the kind of pressure that Clemson was able to put on South Carolina when they went back to pass. But Dickie DeMacy, again, a pretty good athlete and pretty good speed here, makes something happen.
Nice run, nice move by Dickie, and Hammonds had good pressure on him. He broke Hammonds' arm tackle. And real fine play, good blocking by their up front people. Good penetration by Simmons again, and Brewster and Hammonds and Bodine and all our guys up front. And Ed McDaniel's in there, and really good. Here's good play by Kirkland again.
Can't quite wrap him up before he gets the pass off. It's an incompletion.
That was third down, though. That didn't hurt us. So we did very well on getting the punt. And here goes Deshaun Cameron for a pass to Doug Thomas. A very nice story that Doug Thomas has got a brother on the University of South Carolina team, too, is Scoot Thomas. Good block by the right tackle. Reggie Lawrence, a good run. That was long on the right tackle, made a very fine block to spring him on the outside. And here's a bootleg naked pass that we call it with no protection. Wham! Hello, nice leg.
Fletcher gets up pretty quick, and it's a good catch for him. And still moving along now. The Tigers moving into the fourth quarter now. And Cameron makes a nice read on the option and picks up a first down. Sure does. And 2 plays later, it is Junior Hall, your other young fullback, getting a chance to get into the end zone.
Blocked by a sophomore tackle, Hankins, and Junior, I'm going to have to call him Howard now. Said if he ever started playing well, I'll change his name because he wants to be called Howard Hall now. So that's a very fine run by Howard Hall. Used to be Junior.
Okay, well, we know that for sure now, and you get one more chance to look at it and, in fact, see the very fine block.
Nice block by the freshman and tied in, too.
Simpson is in?
No. Don't tell me I ain't going to know number 40's name. That's embarrassing. Nice block. Tied in. Good fumble. Oh.
And you get Muzan on the recovery there after Watson tries to do something with it, and it's a recovery. And then a little bit later on, you see, once again, Green taking the ball, and I think that's no gain there. And you were able to hold down Harold Green pretty well on the day, and then you see a pretty good pass rush here.
Good pass rush by Sims. Simmons made some big plays. He's made about 5 or 6 big plays on the highlights there. And Tyrone Gibson's my number 40 tight end, and he's a good one, too, from Hartselle. I said, whoa, look here, block punt.
And that's Kenzo Jackson who makes the block, and Belton recovers it. And that sets up what turns out to be the last score, or the last score of the ball game. And we want to show that to you one more time so you get a chance to see exactly how quick the Tigers got through there and chased right in.
They won't like that when they watch their film on there. When their guys let one of theirs through free. And that was a nice block by Jackson from down in Georgia. Nice big play by him.
And here you go, running the ball almost to the goal line, and that's
Reggie Lawrence.
Reggie Lawrence going down close, and then you're going to see Kennedy just walk right in.
Kennedy scored twice. After the game, I thought Reggie Lawrence was the one that scored. He said he didn't get in, but again, real happy for Tony and all our young people. Nice play by our offensive front. Good pressure by
McLaughlin.
That's McLaughlin from Whiteville, North Carolina. And who was that?
I believe that was Muzan again.
Muzan on the fumble, 47.
And here's the last play of the ball game. Pat Turner scrambling around, taking one last chance to try and get the ball in the end zone. And
we intercept it.
Yep, young Jeter gets it. Another one of your young DBs.
All down. Get out of bounds. It's over. Don't fumble. That's a nice play.
And that's the way things wrap up. The Tigers take a 45-0 win over South Carolina and complete their regular season at 9-2. Now, of course, one of the big events Saturday was wearing those orange pants, and Rodney Fletcher, amongst others, was those who twisted your arm to get you to do it, right?
Well, when one of them says you don't have enough confidence in us, let us wear orange pants, and what are you going to do? Say no. We went a long time. We told our people to pack them before we left, and they didn't know we had them down there until they came in the stadium. But I wasn't even going to let them do it, but then they kept on me for about 20 minutes before the football game, so they had time enough to change. But they did a nice job. They deserve to wear them, but like we said, they're special, and they're a special group. Good group of football players, this group of 89 football team.
Now, some of the players had a few things to say after the game, and we start off with Rodney Fletcher and talking a little bit about the decision to wear those orange breeches.
Well, we just wanted to play with a lot of enthusiasm, and the orange pants mean a lot to Clemson. So all week long, I pestered Coach Ford about letting us wear the orange pants because we never did anything on the road. I mean, they'd never been on the road except for once, which was the Orange Bowl in '81. So we wanted to be different. This game could mean a lot to us, and we just wanted to be different and play hard, and we knew that the orange pant would bring a lot of enthusiasm out of the guys.
You were here in the '87 game when it wasn't much fun afterwards.
Yeah, I was here. It wasn't much fun at all, and that was still the feeling in there. When I came back, it hit me even harder, you know, how bad a game it was and how bad we played, and I think that really helped us out this time. The seniors, all the seniors were there for that game, and they remember it, and we told them what it's like, and everybody was ready for it, and we were ready, and we came out, and we played a great ball game today.
It was real important because 2 years ago when I came down here, I didn't get to play. I had broken ribs and got beat real bad, and I wanted to be a part of this one, you know, be a part of whatever happened I wanted to be in. Everybody set the tone. The seniors, you know, they have their little shares, their seniority, getting the team members up, firing them up, but basically it was the South Carolinians, the in-state players. It's a big rival, and we wanted to come out here and prove to the home folks that we can play some football.
I guess when you sit and you wait and you wait and you wait, and it finally comes, it's real satisfying from a personal standpoint, and it's always good when you got a bunch of great guys and supporting cast around you, and it makes it easy for me to play quarterback this year, I think.
So there you've heard from some of the Clemson players involved in the very big win over South Carolina. And now, Coach, the regular season is completed, and there's certain rules and regulations about announcing bowl games and that sort of stuff, but it's pretty obvious that Clemson is going bowling, and it's also pretty obvious that they're going a place they've been before.
Well, I think so, and it's, you know, it's always been good to us down there in that part of the country anyway. So,
This is pretty silly, isn't it?
I don't want
You know,
to break
I mean,
no rules. I mean, let the old people break the rules. They don't want. That's a stupid rule. But pretty soon we'll be announcing it for sure.
Okay, so what you've heard is probably pretty correct.
I'd say it's right.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so we'll move on from there. Last group of qualifiers to win the Tiger Wagon, and it is presented by WESC, WYFF-TV, Yarborough Ford, and of course Golden Flake Snack Foods. And the qualifiers this week are Karen Beck of Anderson, Steve Gant of Ware Shoals, Ginia Jeffcoat of Columbia, Kenneth Johnson of Simpsonville, Robert Dean Long of Central, William Poole of Greenville, Flora Robinson of Hardyville, Alan Schwalbe of Hilton Head, Mary Sloan of Woodruff, and John Stubbs of Belton. And of course the drawing's coming up.
Got some good old South Carolina names in there.
Yeah, we got a bunch of them. But the drawing is coming up, and of course all the qualifiers are going to receive a special chalk-lined jacket, and we're getting those ready for you. And the drawing at Yarborough Ford just around the corner.
Somebody's going to win it.
Yeah, and we'll have that winner for you on our bowl show, which we now have. And we'll be looking forward to bringing that to you, and you'll have to watch for your local listings to find out exactly what time and when that will be on, but that should be shortly before the bowl game.
Sure will, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank y'all guys and you and all your people for helping put this show on, and all our sponsors who we couldn't have done it without them. This is the first year we ever had to do it on our own, or try to do it on our own, and we really thank the sponsors for allowing us to be able to show our Clemson football program to the public.
Yeah, and I think most everybody's done a pretty good job this year, including you and the coaching staff and the players. A nice, fine campaign at 9-2 this season, and we'll be along to show you and get you ready for the big bowl game and Clemson's chance maybe to win 10 games for the third year in a row. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you before the bowl game.
The Danny Ford Show has been brought to you by the following. Carolina Pride. We make it with pride so you can serve it with pride. Diet Coke. The move is on to Diet Coke. First Union. Service. We guarantee it. Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade is thirst aid for that deep down body thirst. Golden Flake Snack Foods. One taste and you're stuck on Golden Flake. Honda and the Honda dealers of the Carolinas. Winn-Dixie, home of over 10,000 everyday low prices.